our bathroom doesn't even have a sink in it. It has like a little wash closet, I think is what Afi called it.
Yes, it's a wash closet. And hi!
Hi!
Hi.
We're on bathroom talk because Sly is in a bathroom.
He's in a bathtub.
A clawfoot bathtub.
Beans.
It's very bougie and very pretty. Super goth, and I love it. Thanks for the sub, Light. And Diump. God, guys! We just started and we have a hype train!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I missed you guys. I feel so happy and like scared because it's a new thing and I've sort of like homebrewed shit, so we'll see how it goes.
It's okay, it'll probably suck.
Yeah, probably. Wow. I'll just, see myself out.
Bye. Kidding, it's gonna be awesome.
I fucked it. There we go.
Oh, then you broke your mic.
I wasn't pressing push to talk.
Lame! We want to hear the words. We want to hear all the words.
I just said I fucked it.
That seems fair.
Fucking blinded by my goddamn light. Okay, hi, hello. This is first session of the Mistwalkers, which is a new campaign that we're starting. Takes place in the Domains of Dread from Van Richten's Guide, which just came out this year. Mainly because we just finished Curse of Strahd and I really love the environment, so I'm going to drag all these idiots along with me.
Sounds like fun.
So, bit of housekeeping for the beginning. We have cards still that are available to be played. There's also the platinum coins that you have at the bottom there on the chat that you can use for things. Stuff and things. Help the players, hinder the players. I can't look at them because... Oh, there they are. There we go. You can also yell at us in person, like who we are as people, telling us to sit up straight, drink water, I should reiterate, not pop, Agni. And we already got to drink the water card, so drink up.
I don't have any water!
I actually remembered water for this section.
Good.
My water bottle is in the kitchen. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We will...
I just turn around and turn on the tap.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
So funny to me. All right. So we're gonna start, and I'm super nervous because it's been a day.
Just one?
I had like a month to prep, and I feel like I have not done any prep at all. So it's gonna be a good time. Yeah.
Sounds about right for a new series.
So, you have all been traveling together or independently within the Mist for quite some time. You've been working to secure and contain the domains within their respective Mists, for the most part. Fly in particular, honey, you fell through a hole. It was a portable hole, in fact. You went looking into it, and for whatever reason, you felt something grab your wrist and pull. You then found yourself in a very, very strange place. But we'll get to that. The rest of you have been, again, within the domains for some time, and you've all been made aware by your mentor and the fabled monster hunter, Dr. Rudolph van Richten, that the domains are an eternal prison for those that committed some horrendous atrocity in their living life. Once the atrocity took place, the Mists took them. Their would-be kingdom, innocent bystanders, just anybody in the area was taken, removed completely from the material plane. These Dark Lords, as they've come to be known, are forced to endure their punishment and will unlikely ever escape it. Only one has ever escaped. Location currently unknown, and their current domain, well, their previous domain, is in complete turmoil. The effort to contain to the domains you've noticed has become more difficult. The Carnival, for example, as one of our lovely people comes from, has always been able to travel freely through the domains, bringing along with it the Litwit Market and the door to the Feywild. What has changed is the amount of vicious Fey that appear that the longer the Carnival lingers in one place, whereas staying in one spot for a month would bring about 3 or 4 creatures that are known to be treacherous, deceitful, or even have murderous intent. Dozens seem to appear now within weeks. Creatures and beasts who make their homes in a specific domain only have been found wandering the mist themselves, or even treading into other prisons where they do not belong. Dr. Van Richten has summoned you all via carrier raven to his home in Rivalis, in the domain of Darkon, to ruminate on these changes in the mists and give you a new mission. So if you all go into your inventories, you will see that there is a letter there, a parcel there for you.
We can't actually open it.
You can't open it?
No,
I
like
can't open the images.
the
now.
letter or the token.
I will share that
Okay.
as soon as it lets
Ooh,
me.
there's an item.
Coffee, my camera frame too small. I move around too much.
That is you problem.
Wow.
Oof.
So there is your letter from Dr. Van Richten. Somebody like to read it?
Sure.
My dear friend, it has been some time since we last spoke, and as I am sure you have seen, the mists have been behaving out of the ordinary. An ironic statement given their typical nature, yes, but it has been cause for concern for Esmeralda and me. Please come to my home in Darkon, and you will see what I mean in clear focus. If this is just the beginning of what we can expect, I fear for the safety of the material plane. In fact, all planes. I dread to think of what will happen if some of these Dark Lords escape their eternal prisons into the living world. Enclosed you will find a token to bring you through the mist safely to Darkon. You should arrive near my home in Rivalis. But, if not, find the nearest part of civilization and ask for directions. Be wary, friend, for the mists have evolved here. You will see what I mean upon your arrival. Yours safely.
Oh, I got goosebumps. That was so much better than what I would have done.
That was good. That was good.
Alright, so you all head out.
I can narrate if nothing else.
Yeah, definitely. Oh no, I have a typo. I have to fix it.
I'm the queen of typos.
Well, I put in the wrong domain, so that was kind of a big typo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you all take the mists and head towards Darkon?
No.
No.
Too bad you're going anyway. You
Um,
motherfuckers.
But yes,
I would
take the mist.
alert the people that I work for at the carnival that I have to go for a bit. I'll be back soon, but it's a matter of utmost importance, and it will secure the caravans and everything in the long term.
Yes, so you speak with Isolde, who is the carnival master, and she is a beautiful, slender, dark elf that carries around a very large red sword. She agrees and says, "Be safe. Come back to us when you're ready, when you can. Travel safely." And she does give you a... you've seen these before. They're tickets. They're tickets that are used for admission into the carnival. But even as you take it, you feel a sort of buzz in your fingertips. You feel this might guide you back to the carnival when you're ready.
I give her an awkward half smile and kind of like put my hand up to like half wave, half salute because I couldn't figure out which one I wanted to do. And I use the talisman to teleport.
Okay. Anyone else before you leave your current location?
Well,
I'm good.
considering
Other
I've just
than
been wandering around as a bounty hunter, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really.
other than Sly, we'll get to you. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten.
Nothing for me.
Okay. Sly. We're traveling with the Witches Walking Werewolves for a time. And as it seemed to be cursed for your party, bags, and this strange portable hole that you were all very, very wary of. At one point, you did lay out the hole just to find out what the shit.
Yo.
And as you lean over it and look in, you don't see anything. It's just a black mass. But as you reach in to try and scoop out whatever's inside, something grabs your wrist and pulls. And you feel yourself being dragged. Pulled through. It feels like mud almost, but you don't feel dirty afterwards. It's just a very thick, viscous feeling. Very uncomfortable. And when the light comes into your eyes again, you are in a very, very strange place. There's roiling mists all around you, and briefly as you look back to the portable hole as it closes up and falls stationary to where you can pick it up and put it in your bag, you see a very strange, long-limbed creature sort of disappearing into the mists. But it's gone before you can identify it.
Ew.
Very uncomfortable for you.
Congratulations, you just met Slenderman.
It's a thing that cannot
What?
be named.
So, for the rest of you, the last time you had come to Darkon, it was a lush land with dense forests, rolling meadows, and craggy mountains. As you breach the mist outside of Ravalis, what you see before you is almost alien. Lake Placid, where you have emerged, is half consumed by opaque fog that ebbs and flows in the tandem with the slow waves of the creep on the shore. On the opposite side of the Hook Road that connects Ravalis to Nartok, Redleaf Lake is also in a similar state.
Oh, that was bright.
It's a bright map. Though the sun is high in the sky, it is literally outshone by a new addition. A golden star gleaming menacingly to the east, blazing in front of the sun and clouds in the sky, seeming both far away and far too close for comfort. You know from where you are now, it'll take you perhaps 10 minutes to get to the Ravalis city proper. What would you like to do?
I'd say we just start looking there. We have nothing better to keep us here, do we?
Are we all together?
We've all
You're all
yeah,
together.
we've all-
Except Sly.
Except Sly.
You're right. There's no point in staying here.
You do recognize the mists, all of you, as the ones that you travel through in order to arrive between domains. That they're so close and so encroaching on areas where they shouldn't be is very, very much a cause for concern, and you begin to understand the reasoning behind Van Richten's letter. Something is very, very wrong here.
Where are we again?
You are in Darkon by Ravalis.
We're at the lake. Do you want me to push you in?
Oh, okay, I see it now. I'm blind. My eyes are still adjusting
Obviously.
from all that white.
I can't help the map that came with it.
And the
There
fact
is no
that there's
dark
a lot
mode.
of mist.
There's no
Mist is
dark mode,
literally
but there's
white.
Darkon.
Get out.
This is why I'm not playing a bard this game. Is it... I assume we would start walking through the mist.
You don't have to walk through the mist in order to get to Rivalis from where you are, but it is uncomfortably close to Rivalis' borders.
Alright, well, I'm gonna trot along.
Yes.
Why? You find yourself alone, but only briefly. A older man appears and gives you sort of a strange once-over, squinting, sort of assessing you for who you are. Oh, hello. How
Hey,
did you get here?
fell through a hole. I was pulled, actually, through a hole.
Oh. What's... just a hole? Like, cavern?
Like it came in a bag, and
Oh.
there was a bag, and
There was a bag in a bag in a bag?
yeah.
Yeah. Alright, that explains some things. Well, my dear, you're very lucky to be alive. Come with me. We will get you set up. I think you might be useful. My name is Van Richten.
Nice to meet you. My name's Sly.
So he takes you into Rivalis. The narrow trade route leads you to Rivalis, which you can see is a relatively small village boasting comfortable estates on either side of the road and dotting the beaches of the lakes on either side of it. As you approach, a sign to the left side of the road reads Rivalis, with a small population noted below. Scrawled further beneath that, in newer paint and in different hands, reads, Days since Wolfhead Wily attack. 3. The number has clearly been painted over and changed frequently as the paint is chipping, smeared, and a different color from the rest of the sign.
Sorry, what was his name? Wolfhead Wiley?
Yep, I just posted it, so there for
Okay.
You sure it's not a coyote?
you. No. Get out. As you enter the village, you are easily drawn to one of the more modest estates along the main road. The wrought iron gates outside the building look somewhat decayed and unpolished, rusted here and there. Van Richten is molded into delicate ironwork above the gate. Though the gold painting is flaked and worn off, it hints to the grandeur that the estate once boasted. The gates creak and groan like so many disturbed spirits as they open. The house that stands before you is in a similar state of disrepair, with shutters and boarded windows, missing roof tiles, and overgrown landscaping. In spite of the dreary exterior, a warm glow in one of the front windows draws you to the front door. What do you do?
Knock on the door.
The door opens and you see your mentor, Van Richten, standing there. He looks tired, if you were honest. And it's been clearly a long time since you've seen him. You know, time here in the myth acts strangely between domains and even between the material plane. Come in, my friends. I have news. He leads you inside the hall.
Question: how tall is the door?
You would have to duck your head to get in.
Okay.
Or risk becoming a ornament above the door by your horn.
I mean, I would make a nice adornment, but but Atlas, he would kind of bow his head so that he doesn't hit it, and also be mindful of his horn that he doesn't just stab the person in front of him, especially if it's the Solanus, because I assume they're similar heights.
Are they similar heights?
8'7".
Yeah, I'm 7'5".
Athela is a
No,
little
I'm
bit
imagine-
higher.
Now I'm imagining is him doing the limbo.
I think he can't walk backwards very well. I feel though.
That's cows, not horses. Horses can walk backwards.
I don't know how horses work.
Moo. Get out. The war.
Once inside, though, I would like. Is there like a carpet that I can like wipe my hooves on?
Yes, you can wipe your
Yeah, I do
hooves on
that
a
then.
carpet just inside the door.
Yeah.
The foyer
I do
that you
that.
enter is a little bit on the chilly side. You can see cobwebs are hanging from the ceiling. There is a staircase that leads up to the second floor. But Van Richten guides you to the right, towards where the warm glow you'd seen in the window had been. Dark wood covers the floor and walls here, standing in stark contrast to the ornate ceiling that glimmers in its own way in the firelight. A tall woman stands behind the desk that dominates the north wall, a large tome cradled in one hand and a quill in the other. Her earthen skin and dark hair are accentuated by the brightly colored clothing she wears. As she rounds the desk, her left leg gleams, much like the ceiling, as the gold metal prosthetic easily carries her across the floor. You recognize this as your mentor's preferred student, Ez. As well in the room, there is a white-haired, black-horned tiefling sitting on a couch with a cup of tea. And we'll take this time if you all want to go around and just sort of describe yourselves. Go ahead. Don't everybody jump at once.
We can start on the left and go to the right, so we can go to Rob, Sly, Atlas.
Okay. I'm playing Breeze Ballads. They are a satyr. Pixie cut red hair, 2 short straight horns. Around a belt area, instead of having a lot of weapons like general fighters may have, they have a bunch of different instruments, a lyre, a couple sets of different pipes, flutes, wearing a navy blue tunic, brown pants, although the pants may not necessarily be necessary, as fur is a good set of pants in its own.
There's no Donald ducking allowed here.
There's always Donald ducking allowed.
What?
Oh, I'm not muted. Okay. Oh. I
Just
I don't know.
describe yourself. Maybe you're a little harried from your trip through the portable hole.
Yeah, a little disoriented. Sorry. But I'm not very tall. And we should probably keep me away from bags. And I like to throw my shoe at things. I usually win. That's it. That's all. That's all I got. That's all I can remember right now.
Atlas.
You see before you a centaur. He has dark skin like an old tree. His hair is white like snow. He is of a muscular build, but he carries himself as if he were small. His shoulders somewhat slumped inward. He looks to be somewhat nervous, a bit awkward. He's avoiding eye contact with many people, but it's obvious that he's listening in by the fact that his ears on top of his head kind of flicker every once in a while. He is clearly a centaur, by his lower half being horse-like, and he appears to be well-dressed, in a kind of dark red overcoat with gold-plated bracelets on his legs. He keeps his hooves very nicely trimmed, and he just is kind of chilling, even if somewhat nervously.
Okay. Bella.
Oh. Female, pretty built. Mostly just wears bandolier and a sash. Hair tied back. Goes by Selenasa Intala. She is more of a feline instead of a equi. So not exactly horse centaur, more like a feline variant. So more agile, better balance. Still kick you in the face.
Alaric.
Tall man in his mid to late 30s, dressed in a black trench coat with a long black hat, with a wand in his sash in the front, with a short cropped hair and a trimmed short beard.
Wonderful. Van Richten invites you all to have a seat around his study. There's enough spaces that everybody could have a seat if they wanted. The centaur-type creatures may have a little bit of a harder time sitting. They can probably take up space on the floor if they chose to sit. He takes his position in front of the fireplace and crosses his arm over his chest. You're familiar with this posture, most of you, except Sly. Sorry, Sly. You'll get used to it. It's what happens when you come from the material plane.
You always have to get used to it.
He strokes his goatee, considering what he's going to say to all of you. I'm sure you've seen the state of Darkon on your arrival.
It's very misty.
Yes, quite. The Dark Lord has escaped. I don't know how. But
Which Dark
one?
Lord?
the Dark Lord of this domain, Darkon.
Is that his
Do
name?
you have a name?
No, his name is Aslan.
Okay.
He was a horrible man in life. I took residence here to ensure he remained imprisoned.
Bang up job, buddy.
Yes. Unfortunately, he has escaped. I don't know how he did it, but the castle he lived in is completely destroyed. No, that's not right. It looks as if it's been blown up, but then it was frozen in place.
Uh-huh.
There are entire rooms and wings of the castle that are floating in midair. And the creatures that inhabited it are roaming freely between them. I've been unable to breach the mists in order to reach it, but it is worrisome. No one has ever escaped the mist before. This domain is dying. It will be consumed eventually unless one of the successors takes place, but none of them are adequate. They seek power, not punishment.
Well, that's generally the case of a Dark Lord.
Yes, but my friend, as you remember, these places are for punishment, not power.
Well, they're here for a reason.
Yes, but not the same reason as the Dark Lord. It's difficult to explain. The Dark Lord is here as the leader of the domain, as the one that it exists for. Everyone else is sort of a pawn to elongate that punishment. I don't know what will become of Darkon, but I've already begun to move my things to another domain. I'll send you word once I'm settled there, but for now, we can do little to help Darkon. I'm hoping perhaps Ez and I can figure out what to do here, but for now, we can't do anything. However, I do have work for you.
I assumed as much.
Very wise. It actually will bring you to Kartakass. And I believe one of you is from Kartakass, am I correct?
That was me, correct?
Yes, that was you.
Yes. Just
Can't
wanted
even
to make
remember where you're
sure.
from.
New character, who dis?
New character, who did? I agree completely because that's where I'm at. And stuff. There's a gentleman of our acquaintance in Kartakass that requires your assistance. I don't know the details, but he is useful to our organization to keep him happy. So, Ez, will you... She sort of like rolls her eyes and closes the book that she's reading and then moves behind the desk to start pulling up little bags, little goodie bags for everybody. You may need these. I'm sure you have some of these items, but just in case you've run out, I know some of them are of limited use. Head to Kartakass. You can find our... I hesitate to say contact. But you will find him at the Port of Hallucination.
That does not sound like a very inviting place, but I suppose
really
there's nothing
fun.
we can do. How do we prepare to go into a place called the Fort of Hallucination? I say and make air quotes.
By getting so drunk, you hallucinate anyway, so it doesn't matter if you're hallucinating there.
Don't worry, inside these packets you will find a domain key that will allow you access.
I meant more or less, what are we going to do when we hallucinate, apparently? Or is that just a misnomer in its name?
It's just a misnomer, I assume.
You
Breeze?
assume?
Unless Breeze has further information, I mean, it's entirely possible it could be something more. I've not been to Kartakass.
What is a brie?
That one.
I'm Breeze.
He points
Okay.
to the satyr.
Oh. Have you been there?
A couple times.
Okay. I suppose you'll be outside then.
It's more. There are a lot of dens that offer various herbs that help you see things differently.
It's quite fun, from what I hear.
From what I hear.
What domain are you going to, by the way, so we can find you once this is over?
I'm not quite settled yet, but I will send word once I am. You can reach me by Raven. Find a rookery in any major city and you should be able... Most of you, again, except Sly, sorry. You know that the ravens can travel between domains. In most major cities, in most domains, a rookery can be found. It's run by the raven kind. And they can send small parcels and letters across the domains. It usually costs about $1. And it will arrive within 24 hours. It is reliable, but there is always risk in sending personal correspondence. You never know who's watching.
By the way, I'm kind of... Atlas kind of looks around at everybody and he looks at Sly. Are they reacting in any way to being told that nobody ever leaves this place or anything. I'm just curious because Alice is observing.
I knew what I was getting into.
Sly is muted, by the way. Oh wait, now you're back.
Just how did I get here? What happened?
That
Oh.
exactly, all that is exact Sly's response.
Yes. I apologize. I've been a little bit distracted. I meant to explain that to you, but then, getting tea ready and then these ones arrived. I completely forgot. You had a visit from the bagman. And they decided to pull you through. You're very lucky because normally they keep what they find.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He's completely oblivious to your discomfort.
So
He
which
just
country
assumes
did
you are
come through?
grateful. What was that, Alaric?
Which country did you come from, miss?
Hard Coast.
Talking to Sly?
Which one?
You came from
Which-
the Sword Coast.
The Sword Coast.
Hmm.
What's that? Would we know about the material plane or?
Make a history check.
Okay.
Oh my god, first roll of the campaign!
If it's another not one like it was in Saturday,
Natural
I'll
one.
be very upset.
Natural one.
I mean, Alec's from the material plane, so...
I can't call the dice.
13.
You've heard of the material plane. You've heard of, maybe not the Sword Coast specifically, but you are aware that there is a place beyond the Feywild and beyond the Mist. But then again, there are a lot of planes beyond.
I'm just saying this now. Alaric is actually from the material plane.
So
So,
as am I. I'm from Faron.
yeah.
Well, you can share your information if you like. Or not. Up to you.
He's just trying to find a way back.
Kind of
Through
like
the
the domains, just bigger. Usually nicer.
A lot, usually, and when there's not an elder god or something trying to destroy it, but what can you do? I think that's the same everywhere.
Wait, this isn't like I got pulled. Not. Is any of this real?
Unfortunately,
As real as you want it to be.
at least you didn't
We're
see
walking
things that the
between
other god-
dimensions, Sly. That's exactly what we're doing. Different realms of existence.
Quite exciting,
Exciting.
really.
There is one problem, as our associate said. They all seem to be falling apart. This one more so than others.
Have you tried throwing a shoe at them?
They are a little bit large. Also, I do not wear shoes.
I don't wear shoes.
I mean, technically, they're kind of tapped into the foot, the hoof.
I can't remove them very easily myself, is what I am saying then.
I'll throw them. Yeah.
Thank you. You would need 4, though. Because people do not wear shoes on their hands, I noticed.
Those are called gloves, usually.
I do wear those.
I said hand shoes.
Hand shoes. I want a pair
That
of
is
hand
a
shoes.
good way of putting it.
We're still a little confused over here.
Well, good news is that you have met a relatively safe group to travel with. Bad news, the world that you're in is collapsing. Another bad news, nobody escapes from this world or the various realms. So, welcome.
And yet, the Dark Lord managed to do just that, so obviously there's an escape somewhere.
Oh, he might have not escaped the realm. Might have escaped into the realm for free movement, maybe?
For all we know, he's been destroyed. I can't
Who
imagine
knows?
any creature, even a Dark Lord, surviving that. And he sort of just gestures to the wall towards the castle that has been exploded.
So just to be clear, this is not some sort of concussed fever dream.
Well, it might be, but in which case, don't wake up, we'll all disappear.
In that case, you're hallucinating some very interesting characters.
Also, it will be a really bad season finale if we find out this was all a dream in the end. Totally not referencing a show.
No, definitely
Totally
not.
not referencing Dallas. No, not at all.
Or what was the other one?
Lost.
Sopranos.
Yeah.
Oh, Lost, I
But-
guess, technically. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I guess, if you haven't seen those shows that ended like a decade ago.
I haven't.
There's a
Of
shock.
course you haven't.
Atlas, though, the whole time he's saying everything, he's pretty stoic and even toned. He's not being sarcastic or like disingenuous with his words when he says all these things. He's more trying to comfort you, but he's doing a pretty bad job, I would assume, by just matter of factly stating that you're here forever.
Adjustment period. We'll figure it out.
That's a good attitude to have.
Well, if this bagman of yours can travel between worlds, maybe you can get him to take you back. We'd have to find him first.
Make an Arcana check.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Alaric, you do know that the Bagman is thought to be a bit of a myth. In fact, the first time you heard about it from Van Richten, you thought he was just an old kooky man. However, given Sly's experience, you're beginning to see that any sort of interdimensional space, as you were once told, like a haversack or a portable hole or a bag of holding, can bring forth the Bagman. He might be a bit of a nightmare, or something used to scare children into obeying their parents.
Wow.
Thank you for the wow.
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 Wow. But now it has some legitimacy to it.
That word.
Words are hard.
Legitimacy.
Yes, that one.
That one.
If there's one thing I'm good at, it's words.
I'm a DM. I'm great at them. Nope. Thanks for that vote of confidence, Agony. I appreciate that.
Words am hard.
Well, you're welcome to stay here for the evening and head out in the morning or you can leave now. I don't care. But don't forget your packages.
Is that an extra item we get?
Yes.
Where is it?
I'm pulling it up.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, it just opened everything. Cool.
Let me know if anything's not identified. It should be all identified.
On the
Wow.
map?
Inventory.
Okay, inventory.
A sharpened wooden stake is 3 feet long.
Jeez.
That's like over half my height in real life.
It's a short stake, by the way.
Yeah, short stake is 3 feet long.
I don't want to know what the tall stake is.
So for the chat, the care package included 2 flasks of holy water, a steel mirror, a flask of oil, 5 potions of healing, 3 sharpened wooden stakes, the things that are 3 feet long, a couple torches, a tinderbox, and a vial of quicksilver. So for story purposes, you can use the vial of quicksilver to change any weapon into a silvered weapon. One-time use.
What if you punch things?
Then you
can
should
turn
out of
your
luck.
hand
Wow.
into silver.
I mean, if you get me some actual silver, I might be able to make you some knuckles.
No, it's okay. I poke things with a spear anyway.
But put it on the spear. God damn it.
And then I kick things in the face.
And with that, we're going to go on our first break of our first new session.
Whee!
Thanks, everybody. We'll be right back. Hi, we're back. Sly's still in a tub, and Agni is still a douche. So, that is fair.
That's
Nothing
fair.
changes.
I live
Was
here.
something supposed to change?
We were hoping you might mature, but we didn't give you.
It's been
No,
121
no.
years. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
We were hoping he might mature when he had his kid. So
There's just 2 children running around the house now.
True story. So what would you like to do? You've been offered a place to stay for the evening. You can go check out the remains of the castle. You can head out immediately. What would you
what
like
time
to
is it?
do? It is early evening.
Is it the best idea to go to a scary exploded castle at night?
Absolutely.
Of course, it's the best time to go.
I was trying to be sarcastic, but I see that did not work.
All right, so that's 3 votes for the castle, right? That's all we need.
Oh, okay. What do you think, Sly? Are you prepared for this?
I just got pulled through a hole. I don't even know. I'm all fired up. Let's go.
Okay. I suppose we set off then.
To the
Oh.
castle?
Yeah, before though I leave, I ask our mentor if he has a map of the castle.
Even if I did,
Yes.
it wouldn't be of any use to you. It's sort of...
A map of a castle that's kind of everywhere.
Well,
It
it
has
could
sort
help
of
us
exploded.
know where the rooms are, what rooms there are, but I suppose not.
There's
Unfortunately,
rooms?
no. Thank you for the follow, Tori.
I assume those are rooms. I point to the floating things from the castle.
Well, they probably used to be.
They were once upon a time.
How long do you think it'll take to get to the castle and back?
If you can get through
you
the
could
mist.
probably walk 10 steps up. Well, you might be able to walk 10 steps out the door and find the chunk of it. Or you can find one over there, or up there.
Over there, and there.
So it's like a puzzle. We got to put all the pieces back together.
You can certainly try.
That's the campaign now. Put the castle back together.
I'll use all of my appendages, all 8 of them.
Okay. That'll help.
We have to take the castle and push it somewhere else.
Unfortunately, they pushed it in all directions simultaneously.
So, do we want to then head out?
We could rest and just wait for the morning so that we're rejuvenated.
For all of the
Not
nothing you've
sleepy.
done.
So Sly can recover from the ordeal.
It was a
Eh.
lot.
Or you know, have
Probably for the
nightmares.
best.
You never really recover from that.
Might feel better in the morning. The soft
Fair
reset
enough.
usually helps.
Fair enough. I can actually see.
All right, so sleeping.
Sleeping.
That's a talisman.
How are our rooms? Like, do we each have our own, or are we all in one room?
Are we stuck in the stables?
I have a bathtub, so I'm gonna sleep there.
You do find your way to some of the spare bedrooms. There really isn't a bed or anything that's large enough to accommodate a centaur type creature. So unfortunately, you can sleep with your legs hanging off of it, or you can sleep
Roll up into a
standing
ball.
up
That's
like a
what
normal
felines do,
person.
right?
Yeah, sure.
Just like flat on your back and like all legs and arms up.
That's how my dog sleeps sometimes.
Awesome. Ginger's amazing.
Atlas would just kind of like. Horses sleeps. Do horses sleep standing up, or is that a misnomer?
They sleep standing up.
They lay down actually.
Lay down.
I went to an equestrian school, and I don't know how horses work because I didn't take part in that program.
They can't remain lying down for long because they will literally crush their insides.
Well, Atlas doesn't want to do that, so I think he's just going to go in a corner and he's going to put a pillow against the wall and he's just going to like sleep like that. And at some point during the night, he kind of stirs and you hear the pillow fall. You hear a mild swear under his breath as he bends down to put the pillow back up and sleep again.
I mean, adult horses usually spend like 3 hours a day sleeping.
Yeah, not long.
Unfortunately, I do not have that perk as a racial trait. I would like it, but I do not have it.
Because you're part human.
Yeah.
A little
I
bit
should just
different.
become a full horse.
We'll just get you a horse mask. It'll be fine.
I mean, I am a druid. I assume I could eventually become a horse, if not already.
Yeah, I think you can now.
Perfect. But yeah, I sleep.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything before bed? Just sleeping?
Not really.
Just sleeping.
I mean, I asked Van Richten if he could direct me towards a shop in the morning, if there is any active.
You would have to be able to get up to the bay. There aren't really any shops here. There's a fisher shop, and that's...
I mean, I guess we can hit the other domain that we were planning to. There are probably shops and stuff like that if they're in a better condition than here.
Fair enough.
Fortunately, it's the village of fishermen and retirees.
Florida.
More or less. Alright, so everybody going to sleep?
Moore's cupcake.
What?
Moore's cupcake.
Sure.
Looks pretty delicious. I want...
It's very yummy.
Put it in your CP port and send it over.
Yeah, do you have enough to share with the class?
Yeah, I got 12 of them.
That's good.
Alright, going to sleep. Everybody, please make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, shit. Is this a magical effect?
Nope.
Do we
Okay.
put it in the tower?
Yep.
Okay.
What am I?
Wisdom saving throw. It's on the main page of your character sheet.
Hmm.
On the right-hand side.
Okay. And then
And And then you just grab that and drag it to the tower. Okay. Alaric. You do not sleep. For whatever reason, this information about the bagman possibly being real has disturbed you. You think back to all the times that you've been even near any sort of interdimensional space used for storage. And you get the what if. What if it came out then? What if it came out then? Oh god, what if it came out then? You unfortunately do not gain the benefits of a long rest, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw. Well, there's the answer to the question, Agni. It was Alaric that rolled the first nat one.
Damn.
Oh,
Lose 100 points.
all right.
Does that mean he wins a free prize?
Yeah, one level of exhaustion.
No, 1 level of stress.
A free iPod Nano?
So, for anybody watching, we are using the stress tables that were introduced with Van Richten's guide. I've sort of modified them a little bit to make them a little actual codable in Fantasy Grounds, because they're not real. The players can have up to 6 layers of stress before they die. And it works very much the same as exhaustion. We will be adding cards and platinum point redemptions to where you can reduce their stress level. We're not going to let you gain their stress level because there are trolls.
I mean,
Because
you could do it where we have to roll to see if we're affected by a stress level.
Yeah, but if it's a card,
Yeah.
Plus,
So-
we know that somebody is going to just play like freaking 6 cards on one character just because.
Nuge. That would be
Nuge.
Nuge.
Yeah.
Huge.
It would absolutely be Nuge.
And he's not here to defend himself.
Nope.
I don't think. So
I don't think so
seen
either.
them, so. Alright. So, yes, unfortunately, Alaric, you're feeling very groggy when you wake up in the morning. And you just can't shake this feeling like there's eyes watching you. The back of your neck is getting kind of. It's that tickly feeling like you're being watched. And you're uncomfortable in your own skin. Alright, so are you heading out to Kartakass?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
I thought we were heading to the castle, but okay.
We have
we
to
were gonna
traverse
do
the
that last
mist.
night.
Oh yeah.
That's already a bad idea.
The mists are difficult to traverse, even with a totem from the Hailing Domain, so decide amongst yourself, and one of you roll a D100.
I'll roll the thing.
Yeah, do
Okay,
it. I'm
I
not
can do
lucky.
this thing.
Yeah, we already seen where my luck went.
I did the thing.
I can see that.
I was letting everyone else know that I did the thing. I don't know if I was supposed to roll it in the tower or not.
The shadows showed up.
Doesn't matter. For records, you rolled a 28.
That's good, right?
I don't know.
Mm. We'll find out.
Okay.
Okay. So as you all step into the mists, they swirl and coalesce around you. Most of you are familiar with the sensation of the mists themselves. They're sort of this inky, dense feeling, Sly, as you step into the mist, you're more familiar with this sensation now. You realize what you had felt when you'd been pulled through the portable hole. It's this mist feeling. It's like trudging through mud, but you don't get dirty. You, using the totem provided, you hold it out in front of you as sort of a guiding light. It doesn't emit light, but for narrative's sake. And as you're walking, the path does not appear to be clear. Normally, when you're traversing to Darkon, you're very set in your goals. You know exactly how to get there. Since you've never been here, you're not sure if you're on the right path. I need another D100 roll from one of you, please.
Like this one. Oh, how do I switch it to? It's right click off that.
Right click the 10.
Percentile.
Perfect. Breeze grabs your hand, Ella, and directs you in the way that you need to go. And between the two of you, you were able to breach the mists, and you arrive in a very busy, lively port. There is music playing from the taverns. You can hear the waves crashing against the dock, against the boats that are docked. You hear people yelling, fishmongers, people throwing out orders to actually, get people moving crates and supplies off and onto boats. And you appear to have arrived in Port Hallucination. Breeze. So weird to say. Did you pick that name on purpose?
No, actually, I wasn't even thinking that.
Okay.
It just made sense. It made sense for what I was thinking.
Fair enough. Okay. It's so weird to say, like, my own
I
nickname.
didn't even think of it until you just went, this is weird.
Yeah.
Went, why? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yep.
An expansive dark blue lake expands towards you, and on either side you can see there is dense forest. The port itself is like any typical port that you've ever been in. There's, the taverns and the sex working houses. There's, shops and everything that you would want to find at a port. But on top of that, Breeze, in particular, that the nature of this domain is all about the performance. It is all about how it is portrayed to everything in front of you. So at any given moment, you almost feel that energy just on, like, the tip of your fingers and the tip of your tongue. Like, at any moment, one of these crews is going to burst into song for no fucking reason. It doesn't happen, but the energy is there, and you're expecting it. So, in the port, what would you like to do?
Well, we have to find this gentleman, or at least his person we need to find. We can explore a bit.
Did somebody want to shop before
Food?
Food?
I mean, I wanted to go to the store, so...
Okay.
Is there an armory around here?
It's easy enough to hear the pounding of hammer on anvil, even from where you are, and with all the other ambient noise going on. You're easily able to find a blacksmith.
Alright. I head that way.
You come to a small blacksmithy. There is a short gnome, obviously, because it's a gnome, standing on top of a bucket by the anvil. They are gray-skinned, long white hair that's sort of pulled back in a braid, and the blacksmith apron is almost too long. It brushes the tops of their feet as they stand there hammering away on an immense greatsword. As you approach, they look up at you, give you a nod of greeting. Something about your attire they recognize. What can I do you for?
Do you happen to have any shields? Preferably a small one that would not interfere with.
What do you mean small?
I mean
What
something
are you
like a
driving
buckler.
at?
I'm sorry, I mean something like a buckler. Something that will not interfere with combat too much.
Well, don't you want it to protect you from being hit during combat? I thought that was the whole point of a shield.
It is, but carrying around a Taj or a tower is tiring. I just need
mean,
something to help.
A kite.
alright. Let me see if I can find you a small shield. And they hop down off of the bucket and put the greatsword with no effort whatsoever. They almost dance with it. They pull it off the anvil, twist, and slide it into the forge like it weighs nothing. A light one, you said.
Yes, preferably wood, if possible.
You
Or-
realize you're at a blacksmith, not a
Yes,
woodsmith.
I'll take a kite.
Yes,
So you're a bit of an odd one. Alright, I can get you a kite. I'll have to look for the wood ones, because I tend to work in metal, not wood. Wood is flammable.
Most-
You put it in the fire, it just kind of goes...
most shields, if they're made completely of metal, are too heavy to wield.
I mean, if you're weak,
Well, I prefer to fight from a distance, but everyone needs some
Then
extra
why do you need a
protection every now and
shield?
then.
Shield.
Because everybody's luck runs out eventually.
Yes, and I'm sure a dinner plate will help. They wander off into their shop, leaving you to sort of question your life choices. And they do return, easily hefting a full metal kite and a teeny tiny dinner plate shield. Porcelain the gnome, it does look decently sized, but you know, as soon as you pick it up, it's gonna look like you're holding basically a heart protector, and that's about it. Is this small enough for you?
I think that should do.
Oh, good, because I just took some iron and like put a handle on it. It's, yeah, you go ahead and that'll be like 3 copper.
What for the kite?
Oh, that'll be 4 gold.
How does it fly?
Not that kind of kite.
Usually with oomph.
You need a really good wind. Look for the
Apparently.
tornadoes
Okay.
and just huck it in there and it'll go. Quite a sight to see.
It'd be nice if when you threw it, it came back.
Unfortunately, I'm not an enchanter. You see, I'm a blacksmith, not a woodsmith, not an enchanter.
I mean, that's why I just asked for a kite.
Alright, so you got your kite.
Awesome.
Is there anything else metal I can help you all with?
Silver, do you have any spare bars?
Are you sure you'll be able to lift it?
I can lift it. That's not the problem.
I mean, I had to ask because I just gave you, like, my dinner plate with a handle on it. So, Yeah, I've got some silver bars. Or are you looking to have something made, or did you want just the bars themselves?
The bars themselves, if you would.
One moment, please. It is hard to find the thing. There it is. Alright, that'll be 25 gold for one bar. And I should warn you, it's about 5 pounds. Are you sure you can lift it?
I can lift it, that's no problem. Here's 25 gold for the 25 gold for the bar, and you said 3 copper for the shield?
For the plate.
You know what, you
The
can
dinner
just
plate.
take it. It's a plate with a leather shield, like leather wrap on it. You keep it.
It's a fancy plate.
Alright.
Anything else?
Being that you're a blacksmith and not a shoesmith, I don't know if this is silly, but can you make horseshoes?
Oh, I can make horseshoes.
Could you make them out of silver?
I could do that. They won't be
how
as
much would
durable
that-
though. The silver's very pliant. And no offense, but you're a bit of a hefty boy.
Can you plate them? Like,
Oh, like you make them out of steel and then put the
yeah, then
silver
you just
over.
put a layer.
Oh, I've never quite done something like that. It might take me some time, but I think I could manage.
We'll be in town for a while, right? I turn to the party.
I mean, we might be. We don't know
How
how long
many
this. We don't know
days-
how long this job is going to be, or where this job is going to be. We just know we're meeting the guy here.
How many days would it take you to, you think, finish this?
Oh, well, I mean, if you wanted to rush, I could probably get you in a day and a half.
How much would that be?
About gold for
16 gold.
about 30 if you want it on a rush. We'll shuffle everything else I got going.
I will do that then.
Alright.
How do we pay? Like half now, half later, or how do we do this?
You can come back and pay me when they're done, but I'll need to take some measurements. So if you can just shuffle yourself over here and put your hoof up, I can get started.
I kind of like shuffle awkwardly, and when I put my hoof up, I very carefully take my second to balance. My tail kind of bristles. I look over at Thalanis and I said, "Do you think you'll get a set?"
No, I have beans.
Oh, you don't make bean shoes, do you?
No, I don't know what a bean is, unless you put it in me stew.
You do not want foot soup, I assume.
I mean, a good pork hoof is not bad. You stew it up for a long time with some vegetables and potatoes. Not bad. Like bacon, but cheaper. Anyway, I'll take
Mechanically-
these measurements.
I'll buy an extra set of horseshoes.
Okay. The same sort of silvered...
No, just regular.
No, just regular? Okay. I mean, I could make something for you. It would be like a... chains. Sort of like a chain shoe.
I'm good with these, thank you.
Alright. I suppose that with claws it might... I have to
Yeah.
workshop that a little bit. Alright, and they go to work measuring Atlas's hooves, making sure that they have everything. And once they have all the measurements, they stick their charcoal behind their ear and squint up at you. And How much would you say you weigh, just so I can make sure? I mean, like I said, you're a hefty boy.
Well, I weigh about, well, last time I got measured, 2,350 pounds.
All right. Oh, bit of a Clydesdale, aren't you?
I've been called that. I've also been called hefty before.
There's nothing wrong with a bit of heft.
And a unit, which I don't know what that means, but
Why would they call you a unit? That makes no goddamn sense.
I do not know either, but alas, a lot of social graces escape me.
They may have been saying you have a unit.
I mean, I saw that pretty up close, that's true.
In my culture, we don't wear pants. As you can guess, as somebody who makes armor, it would be very hard to put pants on me.
And it brings the question, would you have the pants on all four legs or just the back ones?
Normally, whenever I've seen them, it's just been the back ones. But as you can imagine, it's very hard to remove when you have to do something.
Oh, you mean shit?
Yes.
I guess that would be... Because you can't really... I mean, you'd have to be very flexible.
Unfortunately, I am not. I mean, at the least, I could get a metal cod piece, but I don't think that's worth it.
I mean, it seems like it would just be in the way.
It's more like a sheath.
You're out there kind of like free breezing.
I mean, I point to the... Is it the satyr wearing pants, I think you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I say, well, it's kind of like, anatomy-wise, I can't just pull them down even though I have hooves.
Right, right. And they pull the charcoal back from out behind their ear and start scribbling something. You try and look and see what they're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, from your angle, you're able to see it is a very rough sketch of just like a horse from, you know, from the centaur cut off down, not worrying about the top part. And they are sketching out a contraption that would allow a centaur to de-pants themselves.
I mean, they have those for for humans in real life with disabilities, and for socks too, to put on and off your socks.
I know, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
It hasn't been invented yet.
Yeah.
Right. Well, come back in a day and a half. I'll have them shoes ready for you and maybe something else.
Thank you very much. I will see you soon then. And I bow like I'm at a circus. With my arm out, like, you know, like a ringmaster bow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except, you know, like, I kind of go down too fast, and I get a little bit lightheaded before I come back up. I've been practicing what is Astafel does, but I haven't quite gotten it yet.
Well, that was entertaining. How about you get on before you drive up me insurance?
Do I get workers' insurance for working at the carnival?
No, it's a carnival. Carnies don't have insurance.
Oh. I'm security, though. Does the security pay me? Do I get dental at least?
No.
That's why I had to become a healer. I'm not a doctor, technically.
We're traveling the mist to find centaur insurance.
Centaur insurance.
Nothing else. We're looking for monster insurance.
Yep.
Monster species insurance.
Is anybody a human in our party?
Alaric.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the only one. Everything else has hooves.
So, he's the
Well,
super...
I might not.
Technically, depends on the type of tiefling. They have hooves.
I'm a tiefling.
Shoe.
Yeah, she wears shoes.
Gotta throw them.
They're special shoes.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of... Is it a Conchala, the shoe? The sandal?
Yep.
Oh, great. Now I feel like going to a cobbler. I
Well,
feel like I need to get some steel-toed boots.
I can help you with the
I don't get
steel,
stepped
but I'm
on.
no cobbler. So, do you want like a toe cap?
That'd work.
Alright, put your foot up here. They
Alright.
gesture to the same stump that Atlas put their hooves up on.
Alright. I walk over to it.
They begin measuring, and then they realize that you're wearing your shoe. I need you to take your shoe off so I can get a proper measurement. Scribbled out a bunch of directions.
I mean, I was just going to attach it to the top of the shoe.
Oh, I thought you were going to take it over to the cobbler and get it.
Well, if it's just going to be a cap, then it can just be attached to the top of the shoe.
Well, I can attach it to the top of your shoe, but if you're wearing it, it might hurt a little.
Eh,
I mean, unless you
Canon-
want the nails through your foot, but then you're going to run into the same problem of not being able to disrobe. Because your boots are going to be welded to your feet.
Honestly,
I don't
it's
have a
not
problem
that bad being able to take on and off pants. You just get used to it.
that was random.
No, because she was referring to the whole issue before.
Yeah.
Well,
Hard to take pants
but
over boots.
here's my boots.
They take the boots, kind of give you a once-over, move over to their bench to start fashioning the caps. I assume you want these quickly.
If
Probably.
possible. If
I don't think you
if
can
not,
really go anywhere.
And you can walk around barefoot. It wouldn't be the first time. All your friends got hooves. I guess you would just want to make sure not to stand in front of them. They might step on you.
yeah, that's kind of why I want the steel toes.
Alright, so they work swiftly with just some spare steel that they have. And for 3 golds, they will steel cap your boot.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything else?
Not for me that I can think of.
Alright. Tiefling, you want something? You're the only one that hasn't said anything. You're muted.
Or we just can't hear you.
Yes, you still are.
What?
There you are.
Hi.
Okay, now I can hear you.
How much for a ring?
What kind of ring?
Similar to this.
You're looking to get engaged. I have to say I'm married.
Fine.
Not much of a jeweler, but there is a jeweler down the street there that you can go chat with. I'm more of a hit him where it hurts or block it from hitting you. The jeweler will have more refined rings, jewelry, necklaces, that sort of thing. But if you come back with something pretty, I might have to say goodbye to my wife.
We'll see.
Need 2 spears and then we'll be out of your hair.
Alright, just regular old spears? Alright, yeah. Standard B, whatever it is in the
I
book.
already did the thing.
Okay.
Okay.
And now I feel like an ass for about the shield. Oh yeah.
Why do you feel like an S? I mean, if you are an S, that simply is.
No, I merely put it the wrong way. I apologize if I seem brusque.
Alright.
I just did not sleep very well last night. I'm having a hard time watching my words.
That's fine. I got a bit of a thick skin. You kind of have to, working with the forge.
Unless it's cold, I think everyone has a problem watching their words.
Yeah.
It's hard
I
to
know how-
watch things that are verbal and have no actual essence to them. Take that
I
with you.
understand
Now
that.
get out of my shop.
Good day, gentlemen.
All right, now who are we going to see? I forgot.
The jeweler?
No. Like the whole point of being.
The contact that our benefactor put us in charge of, who isn't an ally per se, but he has information.
I remember that part. Was there a name?
I forgot to write it down. I always forget to take notes during things, and I normally remember the plot, but I'm horrible with names. Huh. Does anybody else remember?
I don't recall him actually telling us a name. He just said the contact and the gentleman and...
And it was at the Illusion Palace place.
Port of hallucination.
Yeah, could I make an intellect roll to see if Atlas remembers?
Sure.
Is it a save or just a standard roll?
You can do either an intelligence check or a history check.
Okay. I think I am equally bad at both things.
Perfect.
Do you want me to roll it in the tower?
Yep.
Okay.
You recall that Van Richten did not say a name.
Okay, I didn't think he did.
He was a little distracted, from what you recall, and he completely forgot Sly was there, for example, at one point.
Awesome.
Maybe it's because he's also getting old. He looked much more aged since we last saw him.
Should have picked a fun.
Also, none of you actually asked.
Nope.
Um,
I just assumed he didn't have a name because these people tend not to have names.
we'll have to look for the person wearing sunglasses indoors. They're very expensive and very suspicious.
That seems fair.
So
So maybe if we just stand outside with a sign that said Van Richten sent us.
That would draw too much attention.
well,
If the Dark Lord did not actually escape, and is merely in hiding, if he has his men involved looking around, such a move would obviously draw attention to us that we do not need right now.
Wouldn't two centaurs, a tiefling, a human, and a satyr draw attention enough?
You'd think.
You'd think. But in these lands, from what I've seen, not as much as you'd think.
You say so. Well, just go kick a door in and start asking people things.
What could go wrong?
Events.
Everything.
Thanks for the raid, Pickles.
I make a mental note to myself to remind myself to ask people's names next time.
Now, will you remember that you gave yourself the mental note to do so?
That is a question of my intellect, which is 11.
Maybe.
So maybe, maybe not. I have an average memory, I would say. My character.
Alright, so what's your plan?
Did we want to go to the jewelers for Sly real quick?
Probably shouldn't take too long.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I mean, if
What
you
about
want, we
your
can
ring?
always
You want a
come back
ring?
later if you don't want to go now.
Food.
But if you want something made, we might want to go real quick.
Food.
Okay, we can get food.
Sounds good.
There should be a pub pretty close to here.
Yep, you do know that there is a pub very, very close to the docks called the Silvered Tongue.
There you go. There's your note.
It's my pub.
Is that where you head?
That's where I'll lead them.
Sly is very sure. Yes, no, what?
Sounds about right on the second day.
I'm just over here desperately hoping that the food is real.
Alright, so you head towards the tavern. Outside, it looks like a typical tavern, except the shutters and the window panes are all sort of embellished with a silver paint or silver... oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Leaf. Silver leaf. That's the one. It's very pretty. It sort of gleams in the early morning sun.
Or you didn't say maple leaf.
No. Get out. You are outnumbered, sir. Well, no, it's tied, actually.
No.
That's fine. Either way. You enter the tavern? Is that your plan?
Yep.
Okay. Inside, it's very much the same. The wood embellishments are all covered in this sort of gleaming silver leaf paint. And behind the bar, there is a silver dragonborn that is working, just moving with such fluidity. You haven't seen a bartender like that in some time. They're more or less gliding back and forth behind the bar like they are floating. And even their movements to hand over drinks or plates that are pulled from the service window behind the bar to the bar itself. Each movement is so graceful and delicate. This person was clearly a dancer at one point. Also a very busy place. There are sailors everywhere. There are people who are looking to relieve some of those sailors of their money. There are a couple bards in either corner that are sort of dueling it out, but not quite. The one on the left side gets a little louder, or the one on the right side bangs their drum a little harder.
I'm going to just ask around about rumors and recent events.
Sure, how obvious are you being?
Small talk.
Just small
About
talk?
as obvious as a centaur in a
Yeah.
bar asking about stuff.
That's valid. That is a valid point.
I play the clueless traveler card, like just in town. Any hot gossip type thing.
Sure. You're easily able to find somebody who's a little bit on the drunk side and willing to talk your ear off. They tell you all about the Fox's Theater, which is deeper into the woods, that it's more or less just a living theater. Everybody there is playing a part. They tell you about Amherst, which has a similar sort of vein to it. It actually feeds the Fox's Theater. Walking into town is a very, very strange experience, with everybody playing a part that was assigned to them. And everybody there is method. They are extremely in their role. They live their role.
I know the feeling.
Mhm. They tell you about Madria.
Meanwhile, I just walk.
Sorry, go ahead.
Nope, just go ahead.
Okay. They tell you about Madria, which is also known as the tragedy stage, and how you should not expect to get good sleep there. They experiment with explosions quite frequently. And lastly, they tell you about the Wildersung Wood, and how you need to be very, very careful. If you hear the chant, sing it back. The people who don't, disappear.
Okay.
What's the chant sound like, or can you not replicate the sound because we'll disappear?
Breeze actually knows the chant.
What was the name of the woods?
The Wildersung Wood. Or Wilder Sung Wood, either one.
Another question. Would I personally know anything about these entertainment venues, being that I traveled with an entertainment group that went through multiple realms?
You would, actually. You know pretty much the same information that's been given from this drunk sailor. You also know of Harmonia, which is the oldest village in Kartakass. And it's considered the heart of the land's musical tradition. The Harmonic Hall School of Music is this beautifully acoustically complex building. People who sing or play there, their music is almost ethereal in nature just due to the acoustics of it.
Do I know the names of the heads of these, like the music school and the two theaters?
Make a history check.
Why am I not good at history? Why didn't I take guidance right now?
Well, you do have that.
No, I didn't put them in my sheet because I thought they were in there.
They are there.
Oh, I don't see it in my
Roll up.
action.
Druid circle features?
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I'll use. Oh yeah, that's in one of my things, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I want to use it, but I have to remember which one it is because I forgot. I want to open it. Yeah, I'm going to use my star map, which I pull out like a. Does it link to what it says? Did I do it right?
I can open it, but I don't know what other people can.
Yeah, I pull out a small star chart. It's about the size of a regular map. On it are various constellations. My eyes flicker through it and I get a look of understanding, which gives me the guidance cantrip, which gives me a plus D4 to a roll.
There you go.
So I will roll it in the tower. Or do I roll it in the tower? Or do I roll it on the... Okay. And then I add a D4. Do not eat my dice, Avi.
You know more vague information just due to the nature of the carnival. They sort of stick to their own when they come into town. You know that the heads of the villages that have been listed are generally known as Meistersingers rather than mayors, but they have essentially the same sort of power. They're also the leaders of, the town's culture and tradition. They make sure that everybody sort of sticks within those rules and guidelines as much as you can ask people who are creative to stick it within the guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
But as for specific names, no.
I turn to Breeze and I say, do you know the people who run these places that might be able to help us?
I definitely know the people of Amherst. That's actually my hometown. Fox's Theater, yeah, generally similar people leading that.
While we're here, did you want to visit your hometown by chance?
On the down low, we could go in.
What do you mean on the down low? I quirk an eyebrow.
Let's just say there are people there that don't like me too much very much anymore.
May I ask what happened while we were in private later on, or I understand if you don't want to talk about it. I mean, we all have our secrets.
I generally don't talk about it, but let's just say the leader of the town is not a fan.
Oh, what are their name?
What are their name?
That's a valid question. They are named Philip Demuth.
I asked them, what do they look like?
I have the feeling that I'm being trolled right now.
No, I want to know because if we see him, I want to hide him beneath my dummy thick body. I think between Thalanis and I, we could hide him. Hold on, there's a knock at my door.
Philip is an older gentleman. He has graying hair that's kept very, very long in a bubble braid and is adorned with bells and beads, and he basically makes a whole lot of noise when he walks. More or less announces himself by the tinkling in his hair. Typically dresses very vibrantly. Lots of color, purples in particular are his jam. He is always seen with his flute.
Atlas looks a lot less worried now because he probably won't sneak up on us. So I think you are safe, friend.
Oh, I know he's very easy to spot, but so is a satyr.
Well, I mean, if you look between us, I kind of motion to Thalanis. You could probably hide somewhat if we would just kind of sandwich you in a way.
You make a good point.
I mean, also, Thalanis has extra limbs, right?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment, okay. So I do not know, okay.
Yeah.
So I assume that, there's just going to be a lot of feet, and with everybody else in this rather crowded city, we shall be fine.
Oh, in Port Hallucination, we're going to be fine. It's just if we get out to Amherst, there's some people that wouldn't like to see me.
Well, we'll just kick them in the face so they can't see anything.
That works too.
That just going to be your response for everything?
Currently.
You need to trust the process.
I mean, last campaign,
So-
his response was shake their hand, so...
Yeah, see? I was being friendly. Just because they melted after they touched my hand was not my fault.
What's
Reminds me
there,
of the Joker.
what's there to eat, by the way?
Food.
Yes, you head up to the bar, and the bartender gives you a greeting nod and a A very similar bow to the one that you tried at the blacksmith, but this one is successful. There is no balance issue as this great dragonborn female bends, sweeping their hand back, and then stands up, flicking their head fins back. What can I do you for, my friends?
Yeah, whiskey.
I've got lots of whiskey. What kind would you like? There's some from the woods themselves. I have ones that were brewed from the cauldron. There is from the House of Illusion. It has a bit of a psychoactive quality, if you know what I mean.
I'll just take the local stuff.
Very well, very well. A Veraccio whiskey for my friend here. On the rocks or straight?
On the rocks.
Very well, very well. And they sort of stir their finger in it, and ice cubes appear. And she slides it over to you.
Fancy.
The rest of
Just
you,
a press-
what can I do for you? You were looking for something to eat.
Food.
Food. What kind of food would you like? Meat,
All of it.
vegetarian? All of it. Oh, okay. Well, we have the platter. It's very lovely. Has a little bit of everything from everywhere. The spices. Delicious.
That sounds good. Give me 2.
2. Very well. Yes. My tiefling friend, what can I get you?
The same thing.
You want 2 as well?
No, just one.
Just one? Okay. And she turns to the service window and leans in. 3 platters. And turns back to the bar. Anything else I can get you?
Vegetarian dish and some wine.
What kind of wine, my friends? Come now.
1 of each.
1 of each. That will run
Yeah,
a pretty
they've
penny.
got
Are you
lots
sure
of
you can
wine.
afford
They've got
it?
lots of wine. Got many different types.
We just received a shipment, actually, from our friends in Barovia.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I've had their Red Dragon Crush. That one's really good.
I also have this new brand. It came from... I can't pronounce it. Baron?
Faerun.
Oh, perhaps that's it. Maybe. You don't look like you know what you're talking about. But either way, it's a very, very delicate, bright, sparkly champagne. It's handled by a Garnet? A Sir Garnet.
Does it shine like a garnet?
No, it's white. Garnets are red.
I didn't say did it look. I said did it shine like.
Well, I mean, I guess that would depend on if you drew the garnets directly from the stone or if you polished it. But it is sparkly, and she
Well,
puts it
that's
on the
good.
bar.
We'll take sparkly. We like sparkly.
Alright, some bubbly for my friends as well. Anything else?
May I please have gruel, no meat, and a watered down mead? Maybe 2. I'm quite parched.
You want what?
I would
They
like
don't-
gruel, no meat, watered down ale, just 2 maybe to start with.
In this area, they don't do the low end food.
Oh, do you have oatmeal? Granola?
Oatmeal?
I'm a centaur.
So are they! Oatmeal!
Well-
You come into my establishment and ask for oatmeal and watered down mead?
I apologize for my companion. They're new and don't understand our ways
Etiquette?
in this area. Yes, they don't understand the
Like fans herself?
the high class of food that gets distributed in our area.
Just throw another platter on there.
I'll have what the lady recommends then, and I sincerely apologize.
I will say, that was quite offensive to me.
I am very, very apologetic, and he's like genuinely apologetic. He's like slightly red in the cheeks. He's like very, very sorry, but doesn't want to over apologize, so he's just kind of like, like when you open your mouth and then you close it, he kind of doesn't know what to do.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, fuck.
You can do it with advantage because Breeze is helping you.
Okay, but I just roll 2 dice then?
Yeah, you can, underneath the chat window, there's an ADV. Just click that and drop it in the
Okay.
tower.
Cool.
Or depending
Yeah.
on where you move that to.
So asking for water is a no.
No, it was. I think it was more asking. It's
Group
asking
Group
hydrate.
hydrate.
for low end food and
That would depend
water
on the type of
and
water.
getting them to water down the.
You see, we have a water menu. And she slides this piece of parchment across the table at you. We have ones directly from Tragedy's stage. It's a little bit musty from the gunpowder that they use. There's some from the Veratio Lake. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. From the Corton, actually, is probably the best kind. It's a fresh spring.
I'm not from around here, so I'm gonna take your advice.
Starting from the beginning, I could give you a flight of waters.
I'll take it.
All right, a flight of waters for the lady.
Thank you.
Or, I presume, lady, please correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
You're good, okay. I do apologize. I try not to assume, but sometimes it happens.
You're all good.
Takes less than 5 minutes, and 4 platters, my apologies, are spread out on the bar table before you. A flight of water is prepared from a variety of different bottles. You can see that one is this twisted, deep blue glass that has a gemstone actually floating inside of it. There is another that has this sort of dusty quality to it. There's like specks inside of it. But she just gives you a, don't worry, I assure you it's perfectly safe.
Sure.
I would never sell something that would make my guests ill. Like oatmeal.
Atlas kind of looks down, still blushing, and eats his platter. He's being
What?
very careful.
I mean, I guess you could say it was kind of cruel to ask for oatmeal.
Oh my god.
Get out!
You can tell he's trying to eat very carefully, and he keeps looking at Breeze to check how he's using the utensils. And he's trying to be subtle, but he's not. He's just kind of like staring.
What exactly is on this
Wow.
platter?
There is a little bit of everything. It's very much a charcuterie board, but there's also like a little cup of soup that's this bright orange color with some greenery on top. There's roasted mushrooms and tomatoes mixed together, meats that are all rolled up very delicately, rose radishes. It's beautiful.
Is there foam or a gas streak?
There's no foam or gas streak because those technologies don't exist.
Oh, you can't just have a plate of foam.
Tasty.
It's very delicious. You're very, very satisfied, and everybody who had a platter is 2 gold. Horror. The flight of water is 5 gold. And the Garnet brand wine is an additional 10 gold.
How much was the whiskey?
The whiskey was 2.
Alright.
How much again? Sorry.
5 gold for the flight of wine.
Flight of water.
Flight of water.
Flight of water. My apologies. Sorry, alcohol.
That's some expensive water.
It's very, very good. It's imported from all over Kartakass. Refined. Some is even from a fresh spring.
How much was the platter again? Sorry.
I forget.
Five.
Isn't it 2 gold? That's what I put down.
Sure.
The platter was 2 gold. The platter was as expensive as one whiskey.
Thank you, Emperor of Water.
What did I get to drink? I asked her to just give me something. Do you know what I got?
Garnet wine.
Garnet
Garnet
wine.
wine. Okay, so that was, how much gold was that?
10.
It was one bottle, so you guys can divide it
Yeah,
amongst
okay,
yourselves,
fine.
unless you wanted an individual bottle.
The point was being for me not to get drunk.
I paid
Oh.
10 for a bottle myself.
Okay,
Oh.
so if
So,
there is a second
that was
bottle, another 10 gold.
So that was an entire bottle of whiskey that I can do. 1 glass of whiskey for 2 gold is.
It's 1 glass for 2 gold.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's good whiskey. And Jeremy says it's 1 million gold per bottle of Garnet wine.
He doesn't get to set the prices, though, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's not a card for that.
No, there's no wine cost card.
What was the name of the place we're in?
The Silvered Tongue. It is a tavern and inn, just to recover or thing. I forget. Sorry, I'm spacing on the word that I need. There is
It's a bed and breakfast.
Sort of. There's a silver dragonborn behind the bar, and she's basically flowing like the breeze as she moves. You know that there is a cook through the service window behind the bar named Harold. And there are 2 bards dueling in opposite corners. And it's not a brothel per se, but there are definitely monies exchanging hands and people disappearing upstairs.
No matter where you go, it's all the same.
The oldest
Wow.
profession in the world, my friend.
Wow.
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 It's even better with the bathtub echo.
The acoustics.
I turn to my friends and I quietly say, as quietly as I can, besides the fact that there are dueling bards in the background, who do you think we should ask about maybe finding out who our contact is and how to find them?
I'd say probably the bartender. They are the ones the most likely to know everyone around here.
I would prefer not to ask, given the faux pas I made, if anybody else would like to ask.
I mean, we have a destination where they should be, right?
Yeah, we just
They
don't
just
know
said
their
in the
name.
port.
Or what they look like.
Well, we could go there and ask if anyone's seen our friend, Van Richten. And if they know him, that's a potential contact.
You could try.
To the portmaster it is, then. Most likely person there to ask first.
You head back to the port?
Yeah.
Alright. You pay your wage. The bartender gives you another gracious bow. Thank you. Thank you, my friends. Please do return at your earliest convenience. I do so love interesting people. But you don't have to come back. It's fine. As she kind of like at Atlas.
He nods. He's very sad, but he nods.
You're interesting, but the oatmeal thing, just...
It was at this moment that he
I'm
knew.
not used to
He
having
fucked up.
such niceties. I must say, though, it was the best meal I've had. I appreciate what you've done.
Well, you can come back. Just keep in mind that there's no blandness here. There are no beige dishes in my home.
I appreciate this. You are truly an artist. Thank you.
You're welcome. And she seems so gracious, like you are being given a favor to be able to return to her restaurant.
He feels that way.
Liz. For future reference, let's try not to offend every shopkeep we run into.
Yes. That
'Cause
seems to
so
have been
far
the
you're
trend today.
2 for 2.
Like you have room to talk.
So far as a party,
Pissing
we're
off the
2 for
blacksmith.
2 with people that we've
I wasn't
Matt?
trying to insult the blacksmith.
It's okay, it happens. Neither was Atlas.
Atlas wasn't trying to offend the bartender.
And
but
I see a trend. I see a trend. And we should break that
Plus,
now.
I ended up spending
A lot of money for a dinner plate.
28 gold for steel cap boots and a silver bar, which I still haven't got a hold of yet.
You have a silver bar. They gave it to you.
In my inventory?
Oh,
just put it there.
you could have just grabbed it out of items.
Oh, I didn't know it got put there. It did not.
You can grab it out of items, like the items list.
Oh.
Just look for silver trade bar.
That's not on the list I can see.
Well, shenanigans.
Focus! Okay. I think we're good. Sorry.
There you go. Silver trade bar in your inventory.
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
So you are heading where? To the harbormaster?
Is that the location that we were told to go? Because I forgot.
We were told he would. We were just told he would be in.
We were told the harbor.
In
The
part
harbor
of
master is
hallucination.
the
Okay, yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay, so you head towards the harbor again. It's still in the very, very same throes of busyness and excitement and energy. It's almost infectious how much is going on here that you almost want to get involved. It's like addictive, just the adrenaline that comes from being in this area.
Hey, Breeze, you know much of the etiquette around here. You want to go talk to the harbor master, and we'll just kind of ask around here?
I can definitely do that.
Easy enough to find the harbor master. They are standing at the docks themselves are separated, as I'm sure you know, like in a marina. And there's one section where they all have to funnel into one pathway, so they have to go by this person all the time.
Yep.
The gentleman standing there is dressed very smartly in a black suit, and he looks very dapper and put together, except for the giant straw hat he's wearing on top of his head to keep the sun off.
Luffy! Sorry.
The straw hat itself actually has holes in it that allow for his tiefling horns to kind of curl out and spiral. It was probably very interesting to watch him put it on if you ever got that opportunity.
I just walk up and tap him on the shoulder.
He turns, expecting to see somebody of his height, and then looks down.
Hi.
Hi. What can I do for you?
We're looking for someone. We didn't get too much of a description. Hoping you can help us. I like your hat. How do you get that on?
Oh, I have to like bend it and kind of screw it onto my horns and then put it on top of my head.
Yeah, because I've never been able to get hats over top of my antlers. It's really cumbersome.
Oh, you just need to find the right tailor or the right haberdasher.
Ah, okay.
I got mine from Madria. There's a haberdasher actor there that's just wonderful.
Madria. I'll have to remember that name.
Anyway, what can I do for you?
We were sent by our friend, or employer, I guess, to find somebody here at this port.
Vague?
Yes, so is he.
The friend you're meant to find or the one that sent you?
Yes.
Good.
We were sent by Van Richten to find somebody here who might be able to help us.
Van Richten. He turns back to his giant book that's on a pedestal and starts flipping through the pages.
Likes to wear lots of gold, glasses.
Fairly elderly gentleman.
Ah, yes. Van Richten. He came with a wagon with all the Rectavios on it. Does that sound right?
Sounds about right.
Alright. And you were looking for him?
We're looking for somebody that
we were looking for somebody
had a
who
contact
he
with
associated with.
Oh, I see. Have you tried the Silver Tongue?
We were there. We didn't necessarily ask around. He said that they would be at the port.
Well, I mean, the port is quite an expansive village.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't seen anyone just sort of sitting here, doing nothing, waiting for someone. Do you have any more information about this person you're looking for?
We told he was a gentleman of some repute.
Well, my friend, we are all of some repute here, as I'm sure you are aware.
Of course. Other than that, no. It was very vague.
Unfortunate. As I'm sure you know, Kartakass is not about vagueness. It's all about making an impression.
Yeah.
I would suggest perhaps speaking with Harriet at the Silver Tongue. She may know a little bit more. There's also the Meister Singer who could direct you.
And Harriet is the Dragonborn?
Yes, she is.
What's the name of the Meister Singer?
Radaga.
Radaga. How do you spell that?
Radaga.
Okay. Very different from how I was going to spell it.
Yes, Radaga the Blue. She can be found at the Meister Singer's abode at the edge of town.
Excellent. Yeah, I was hoping you might have... There's nothing else you can recall of where Van Richten went?
No, my business is typically here at the dock. Once they leave the dock, I don't care until they come back.
Understandable. Well, Ulrich, I guess we're off.
So you head back to the Silver Tongue, or are you heading to the Meister Singer's abode?
Let's go to the one we haven't offended yet today.
Defend someone new today.
I
See,
think
you get through a conversation without insulting somebody. Just saying.
I think it's a good idea because we might go back to the Silver Tongue anyways to sleep.
Good possibility.
Yeah, so why don't we go to the Maestro's house?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. It's easy enough to find. Sorry, Alaric, did you want to do something else?
No, I'm just taking notes.
Notes? Why would you need something like that?
Because nobody else here pays attention or remembers 5 minutes later.
I've been taking notes. It's just a matter of
Asking the
You
right
didn't ask
questions.
your name.
That we can note.
The whole bathtub thing. I can't take notes today. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I call
that's why
bullshit. You could have a pen and a small notebook.
Yes, like
been-
God. Problem solving.
I mean, there's the whole notes section in the fantasy grounds.
Yeah, with the way my my phone is set up for my webcam, I can't type very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The camera's in front of the keyboard,
Ish.
sort of, or on the keyboard.
Or on the
We had to
keyboard.
MacGyver this whole situation.
Clawfoot tub kind of lets us know that.
You need bathtub crayons.
Just right on the wall. It's fine.
Yeah, just right on the wall. It'll come off.
As much as she writes notes, yeah, that's gonna take up the entire wall.
For the first 5 minutes.
I'm probably the worst at taking notes. I normally don't do a good job of it, so I have to admit.
I type enough as a DM. I don't want to take notes.
I rely on my good long-term memory. The problem is my short-term memory is really bad. So it just has to marinate. But we're going to the house.
To the house!
The house to do the thing to get information for the other thing.
Easy enough to find, especially for Breeze. You're aware of how most of the villages and towns around here sort of situate everything. The Meister Singer's home is typically at the opening of the village, sort of like the grand entry. So moving to the edge of town to the Chorus Trail, you find this beautiful blue painted building. It has blue brickwork, light blue grout. The door is this baby blue, robin's egg blue color. And the windows are open and you can hear beautiful singing from within.
Hearing the singing, I'll harmonize with it on bird pipes.
Alright, go ahead and make a performance check.
I should be good at.
Beautiful. You're easily to pick up the rhythm and the song and the notes. You can even sort of start predicting the movements of the song. And after a few minutes of playing along with the singer, a window opens further and a head sticks out. And you see a orc female dressed all in blue. Their hair dyed blue, blue lipstick, blue eyeshadow. Was that you?
Of course it was.
My new friends, come inside, come inside. We have to speak.
We really must.
You all go in.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you all
Invited.
die.
Oh.
Okay.
Do we at least get a throw?
Nope, insta-death.
Okay.
Nice, nice, nice.
Oh, good night, guys.
It'll be good because we offended half
Shortest
the people that we
campaign
met.
ever.
See you next week with new characters.
It just means I get to play a goblin.
So you come inside, and the blue exterior has infiltrated everything inside. It's light blue walls, rugs on the floor are blue. All of the decor is some shade of blue. There are a few silver accents just to sort of offset it, but it's gaudy as shit.
No, this is gorgeous.
The orc greets you at the door, wearing a blue vest and a sort of blueberry colored jacket and slacks and bright blue suede shoes.
The very blue orc.
Very
What
blue
make them
orc.
sad?
She's blue. Dubba dee dubba dow.
She dresses like I did when I was allowed to start picking out my own clothes.
She considers blue to be the new black. It goes with everything,
Goes with everything.
including itself. She guides you into a parlor that she had clearly poked her head out of when she greeted you the first time. Again, blue, everything, except for a giant white grand piano. But even as you get closer, you can see that the typically black keys are
On the way in, I make sure I quietly tell everybody, just make sure you don't step on her blue suede shoes.
I look down at my hooves and I make a note to be very, very still to myself.
So tell me, where did you learn to play those? Because they are lovely.
Oh, well, just down the in Amherst.
Amherst. Oh, that Meister singer. I almost said Burgomaster. Meister singer. Fucking Barovia, man.
Yep.
That Meister singer, Philip. He is the living end.
Yes, he is.
We have to perform together. What is your name?
Oh, I'm Breeze.
Breeze. What a lovely name. What about your friends? Do they play
Oh,
too?
that's probably not. They may be a little more of like the percussive if they have any beats.
Goof beats.
Well, with 4 legs, they should be able to keep time excellent.
You'd think that, but it's very possible they can't. I really just met a few of them.
Mm.
I'm
I
going to
shyly
say
hold up some panpipes. I'm not very good though.
We all must practice. What can I do for all of you? I was not expecting company today, so I apologize for the mess. There's literally no mess.
Oh,
There's
don't
some
even
sheets
worry
of
about
music, but that's about it.
We're looking for a friend of a friend.
A friend of a friend.
And the friend was very, very vague in description. We were hoping you might know of somebody a little better in the town. Did perhaps you met our friend Van Richten?
Rudy!
Yeah, probably. Dresses in
Rudy,
gold.
yes, he's lovely.
Travels by wagon.
Yes, Rictavios. I tell him every time I see him, he really needs to get some gold leaf on that wagon.
Really, it's really faded.
It's awful. I would almost be offended if he wasn't such a good friend.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we're looking for a friend of his.
Or what?
A job that was mentioned.
Oh, you were looking for me!
Excellent.
He didn't tell you that he was sending you to me?
You've
He
met
was
him before,
rather
right?
He was rather flustered.
That man. I'm going to send him a strongly worded letter.
These mists are closing in on his area, and they're evacuating, and it's a
What
whole thing.
mist?
It's like this fog. It's I don't know, corrosive or something. I don't know exactly what it does, but if you get sucked into it, you just poof.
Cease to
Let's
be.
face right now. It's killing me.
Ma'am, the Dark Lord of Darkon has somehow disappeared. As a result, Darkon has become unstable. It's slowly collapsing. We are trying to
Thanks.
find out the cause.
Can't wait to get going on your level 21 shop, my friend. Huh. Well, I don't know what a Darkon is, or what these mists are. The very strange things you are saying to me.
World is strange.
But, yes, if he sent you to me, even though he seemed to have forgotten to tell you about me, which is offensive. Yes, I do have some work for you. I'm hoping to obtain an item, but unfortunately I am not of the combative kind. More strongly worded letters. And, yeah, not the fighting kind. So, are you able to assist me with something that may require battle?
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
That's not very... instilled a whole lot of confidence in me.
Modesty. A little bit.
Can't tell what you're saying to me. It's very confusing. How about you just sit down?
We can help.
Okay. That's wonderful.
She punches things. They turn into different creatures from what I've heard. I don't know what the human does.
I blow things up.
Yeah, that.
Wonderful. This may require some explosions.
And I just met the tiefling, so really not sure what they do either.
What do you do, Tiefling?
I throw my shoe at things.
Excellent. That sounds useless. Wonderful.
Okay, so 1 useless out of 5, not too bad.
Well, yes, there are explosions and there's punching things, so I think that will help a lot. And if you can weave magic into your words as I feel you can, perhaps that will help them along the way. What I need, however, is in the Martello Hills. It is northeast of here. A few days' travel, I'm afraid. And, a bit of a relic I'm hoping to get my hands on for a play that we intend to perform. You see, Amherst has issued a challenge to us, and I just simply cannot abide it.
Sounds like fun.
If you enjoy battle as fun, I would assume so. I would suggest heading east along the Forest Hill Trail to Scald, and then north from there. It should be about the same area. As I said, unfortunately, I am not equipped to fight.
And this relic, what does it look like? What does it do?
It is a platinum crown, and it carries 10 points. And at the tip of each point is a gemstone.
Shiny.
It's very beautiful from what I've understood, and the construction of it is almost impossible to fathom. Somehow these gemstones stand above the peaks of these horns, more or less, and stay there. It will be the crowning achievement of my play. She gets a little offended that none of you laugh.
Oh, I laughed.
Other than you.
Did
Yeah, okay.
did the crown have a name?
No, it's just a crown for all intents and purposes. Not that I am aware of, anyway. Perhaps it does, once upon a time. But it will become the hallucination crown once you return it to me.
And what was those hills' name again?
The Martello Hills. Martello.
And
Thank you.
and again, Mr. Van Richten didn't specify, but we sort of assume at this point that there's payment for such.
Oh, of course, I wouldn't send friends into the heat of battle and not pay them. What kind of Meister Singer do you think I am?
Of course. But just wondering on the specifics.
Well, from what I understand, it is a skeleton-infested canyon. Nobody goes there, and the dead are a horrible audience.
They really are.
They just don't get it. Like they've lost their funny bone.
Yeah.
That's quite humorous.
All right, so we're dealing with skeletons. So
Breeze, do you know how to get to the area, or will we need instructions?
She gave us some, but
Breeze
I've got a
should
map,
check their
so
inventory. Yes, that's the one.
I've got a map, so yeah, we've got a way there.
Do you share the map with your friends?
Of course.
Why is it always so bright?
Talk to Wizards of the Coast. I don't fucking know.
And I didn't realize you had just shared that to me. I thought you had shared that to everybody.
Nope. Just to you.
Okay. But yes, I would show everybody the map when we got here. So just some skeletons, some random undead.
how much
What I
do I know
understand.
about How much do I know about undead?
Make an Arcana check.
All right.
They are not living.
You have one.
They're the opposite of dead.
You know that there are a variety of different undead. There are skeletons, vampires, ghouls, wraiths, ghosts, poopy boys.
Poopy boys.
Given that she had said skeletons, they are skeletal and undead. Typically immune to things like poison, disease, charm, exhaustion.
Yeah, skeletons. This quest lacks guts.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy.
What I
Oh, sure, he gets a
No,
laugh.
what I know their weakness, or at least for skeletons, or is that just fairly obvious?
They don't have like an express weakness per se. It's you hit them and they will hurt. If you have a method of turning undead, depending on how powerful you are, you could make them blow up.
Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking of. For some reason, I was thinking they were weak to fire or something. Yeah.
Nope.
Aim for the non-fleshy bits.
So all of it.
You mean?
I
Get it.
would ask, is there somebody controlling these skeletons, or they're just skeletons who are there? There's no, I'm trying to think of the word conductor for the orchestra.
Are they wild skeletons or domesticated skeletons?
As far as I'm aware, they are simply free-range skeletons. But given the amount of them, there is a possibility that there is some sort of conductor. Admittedly, I don't know very much about necromancy.
You know, the Martello Hills are fairly large area. Do you have any like more specific areas? Is it closer to the Brind River? Is it closer to the Cleft River?
It is not beyond the Cleft River. That much
Breeze,
I do know.
can you share me that map again? I thought I saved it, and apparently it did not save right.
There you go.
Thank you.
No problem. Unfortunately, the hills are infested with skeletons all over, and I don't know precisely where this crown might be. But as it is such a relic, perhaps it is some sort of focus or some such? Agni, what did you do?
Oh, dying. That's what I'm doing.
What happened?
He messed up cams, and he's
Oh,
fired.
okay.
I coughed and pressed the button.
Ah. A focus in what way?
It could be drawing them. They seem to be completely localized there, as opposed to elsewhere. They don't wander really beyond the hills.
Could I make a potential history check to see if I remember anything like this where like there were a bunch of undead gathering while we were trying to move as the carnival? Because I'm a bounty hunter, so I probably had to deal with them.
Sure, make a history check.
I accidentally closed my sheet. Oh, I found it. Okay, I closed the map. That's what I closed. Okay, so... Beep.
You didn't have to interact with any skeletons per se, but there was sort of rumor amongst the Carnival Row where you were told not to head really beyond Skald. The insinuation was that there wouldn't be anyone of interest there. That would be a...
Probably because skeletons don't subscribe to capitalism.
True.
So Corton has nobody worth looking at?
Oh, I don't know. Corton is just so out there. They're in their own little worlds.
Yeah.
Were there any necromancers who worked at the carnival? Did weird skeleton dances, flash mobs, I don't know.
There was one that might have had something to do with it, but they were more of a collector of creatures. They were a giant gynosphinx that sort of kept and contained and showed off different animals, different creatures as sort of like part of a sideshow.
Did
But-
they have any equipment that I might recognize, like wards or runes that kept the like different creatures like under their control? Like if I were to see it, would I recognize something?
You might, but you feel that this gynosphinx that you worked with, they were more self-taught than anything traditional, and a lot of what they did was sort of beyond your realm of comprehension. It wasn't natural magic, it wasn't holy magic, it wasn't even arcane in some respect.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's all that I can think of at the moment. Oh, one more thing. Is there anything else of note that we might see? And
Where? Along the way, or when you get there?
yeah, like are there any other items or landmarks that might be important that you know of?
There is an old castle, ruins of a castle out there that I've been told. I've never gone myself, but it's just a decaying walls and stone. I think there may be one turret still standing last I heard.
I suppose it could make a good shelter if we are only partway through. Thank you for the information.
Welcome. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, but I hope you're able to assist me. Of course, there is a decent bounty of it should you return.
I mean, I'd hope so.
Once we return, do you perhaps have any sheet music that I could practice with?
Well, what was the instrument you had there? Pan flute?
Panpipes. I hold them up.
Alright, the orc gets up and moves to the piano bench and pulls open the seat and begins shuffling through all the paper that's in there. And they come back with a few sheafs of music, sheet music for you. As basic as I could find if you're new to it.
I've been practicing a little bit in my off time. Where I come from, there are a lot of musicians, not like here. It's not as esteemed and classically trained. So I am interested in learning from you as well.
Well, once you return, I'll be happy to teach you what I know, but admittedly my flute is not my instrument of choice. Much as I'm loath to admit, Amherst would be the place to go for flute training.
The piano looks quite lovely, but I'm not sure if it's made for my body structure, unfortunately.
As long as you don't sit at the bench, you may try if you wish.
Perhaps another time when I feel a little more confident. I am a bit shy with my playing, I must admit. Seeing everybody here so confident makes me feel somewhat happy, though.
Perhaps you'll learn a thing or two.
He nods. I already have learned a little bit of luxury so far.
Wonderful. Is there any other information I can provide to you before you head out? I hope you can get on this very quickly.
Nope.
That's the plan.
We're good.
Think we're good?
Very well.
Hmm.
Should you need to stay the night, tell Harriet at the Silver Tongue that your stay is on me. And once you return, I will be happy to pay you.
That seems fair enough.
Excellent, excellent.
Look at
Head
that.
back to
They head back to the Silver Tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As soon as you
Could I-
leave, you can hear that beautiful singing again.
Actually, before I go to the Silver Tongue, I'd like to stop at the haberdasher named Medrin.
Madria is a city.
Madria. Oh,
And-
it's in Madria. Okay.
Yes.
Is that
Could I
detailed
put-
enough?
Sorry.
Notes for the. Is that enough that we can actually remember what we're actually doing?
I've actually got pretty detailed notes sitting here, so we'll find out. You have to make them public. Oh, there they are. Okay.
Very nice. It's a very nice note.
No,
Madria's
no,
down
no.
there. Okay.
I like note.
It's just I know unless we take notes, we're going to wander off and forget what the heck we were doing.
No. Why would you
Maybe
think
it might be
that?
more interesting that way. I mean, in Barovia, we did that very well.
Yes.
Yes.
No notes. Everything was from memory, and we found all kinds of cool stuff.
I'm actually surprised you found as much as you needed to. There was some hand feeding.
There was.
Of course.
But also we sort of just walked around and went, do you know anything? Do you know anything? Do you know anything?
Just ask everyone.
Yeah.
Have you seen this person? And then we just have a blank sheet of paper. Friend of Von
A
Richten.
stick figure drawn on there.
Yeah. We just go through Von Richten's Facebook friends.
All right, you head back to the Severed Tongue. Very much the same as before. The only difference is that the dueling bards in either corner are so loud. So loud. Fly's got a face on, and I don't know what it means.
Thinking?
What you want to
What you
do?
thinking?
Y'all, am I the only one who didn't like that person?
They were a bit flamboyant. Felt like they were holding something back.
Yeah. Yeah, a
Welcome
little
to
bit.
Kartakass. Welcome to Kartakass. We're all holding something back.
Yeah.
I like to believe that there is good in everybody. But I suppose that has gotten me wronged a few times. But I just met this person. So I'll let later actions speak for themselves.
I feel like we gave this person more information than they gave us.
But you ease into it and just instead of throwing all the cards out.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are at a bit of an information deficit, so we had to give everything we had, but they were at an advantage. It's like playing cards.
Which played out well this time, but maybe not so much in the future. We should just dangle the information and let them talk themselves in circles to give us everything we need without saying much at all.
I feel like that's just what happened to us.
Pretty much.
I don't
Well,
know what you're talking about.
I feel like we'll get better as we move on. I think that Breeze did a good job considering everything.
Of course. We should search the house while, everyone's asleep.
straight to breaking and entering. I love it.
I'm cool with that.
You don't have.
An issue. I'm not very sneaky. I am also quite large.
You can stand watch.
For my size, I'm so surprisingly sneaky.
Teach me. I could stand watch. I am a little bit suspicious. Perhaps if there is a bush, I can hide behind the bush if it is quite large.
I think we should take care of this job, and on the way back, if we still have the weird feeling, we look into it.
Yeah.
I have the weird feeling about the job.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we should visit that jeweler. See if they have gems. I need a pearl.
Okay.
Aren't pearls expensive?
Wait a minute. Never mind. I spent all my money.
Quick question: is there like near the dock area like a coastal like water pond that we could look real quick if there are any like oysters or stuff?
Oh no. It's coming back to haunt me, Jeremy.
I don't know this reference.
Oh no.
I don't know.
It's a lake, not a
We,
coast.
in the Sunday night campaign with DM Jeremy,
Okay.
we went searching for pearls in the ocean, and we didn't find them, but Squid Eye and I got real sick. So yes, you can absolutely go look and see.
Does anybody want to come to the beach? Beach, let's go get away.
I'm always down to go to the beach.
Anybody else want to come, or do people want to split off and go to the jewelers, or scope out the house more?
I'll come with
I
you.
mean,
Split the party.
it's a party, yeah. Sly and I are gonna go check out the house while you guys search for that. And then Al over there is gonna go to the jewelers.
We'll meet at the jewelers then, is what we're saying.
No, I'm just gonna go to the lake.
Okay.
I'm not sure how you're gonna find pearls in the lake, but okay.
Who knows?
Foraging, I have survival.
I mean, you are applying Pharaon's rules of logic to another dimension.
This is true.
True.
Yeah, cut that shit out. What's wrong with you?
Because my character has common sense. And nothing's
Nothing's common or sensical anywhere?
not here.
Applying logic to the illogical doesn't work.
We have a water vapor that eats reality. So you tell me what's logic about that.
I thought you were just gonna end it eats.
That eats.
A water vapor that eats reality that apparently nobody really notices.
See the issue?
Well, in the mist, everything's upside down and backwards.
Hey, why didn't the person that we were talking to know anything about that? The mist that's eating things.
They generally don't.
Really?
Maybe not all can perceive it as out of the ordinary.
There is only one group that really travels between the mists. They are called the Carnival. They're who I traveled with before. We bring goods from all over. Unfortunately, we have been encountering problems, though, that prove the mist destabilization. Most people between realms, though, cannot cross the borders, except for creatures. Monsters, as you will.
Perfect. I fell through a hole, remember? I don't know anything.
Yes.
You were drugged through a hole.
Yeah, just lots to learn, lots to catch up on.
You do have a very good attitude. I must commend you on that. I assume this is all very jarring still.
Well, I mean, it's better than what happened. It's better than taking a wrong turn in the Underdark and ending up here.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, it was with a dwarven mining expedition. Took a wrong turn and, well, haven't found my way back.
What is an Underdark? Is it somewhere that is under the darkness?
Yes.
It's a massive cave system underneath Faerun. It's basically going everywhere. If you want to go anywhere, it's incredibly dangerous, but you can find a
It's
way
like
pretty
the
much anywhere.
mist for our realm.
That's very interesting. All underground. I think I
All
would miss the
underground.
sun.
Yeah, mining dwarves. One of my mentors wrote a story about them. Did your dwarves sing?
Well, only if they were bored.
Hmm.
I haven't met a dwarf that doesn't.
Okay.
I worked with the crafters. I was just out with the mining expedition.
Different dwarves then, I guess.
They were definitely working on the railroad.
Okay.
That's the wrong world entirely, Agni.
We established that Agni doesn't know music.
Or pop culture.
We'll split up then.
All right.
Splitting the party on session 1, level 3.
What's the worst that could happen?
Well, I don't know. You're only in a foreign domain. That seems very strange and weird.
Well, I'm with Breeze, so I'm fine.
Fine for me. I mean,
All right. So the folks heading to the lake. That would be Breeze, Atlas, and Alaric.
Yep.
You guys are able to sort of find a spot that's not being utilized with ships and boats. It's a little bit off the dock to the south. You have to kind of leave the city and come back around to get to that spot that is not as disturbed in the and you're looking for oysters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could I use a mix of survival and shape water to like pick up oysters in the water and just like move it around? So like I'll take one chunk, put it on the ground if there are oysters, basically.
Sure, you can do that. Make an
So do I-
investigation check.
Okay. So I'll just
Assuming everybody else is helping you that's there, you can do it with advantage.
okay. It wouldn't be survival, it would be investigation.
Mm-hmm.
and I will also inspire.
Thank you. How much do I add then? Is it a D4 or is it D6?
A D6.
Okay. Do I put that in the tower too?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the shape water thing doesn't really help you. Because generally speaking, mollusks attach themselves when they're not moving freely through the water. You do, however, start finding handfuls of clams and oysters and shucking them up onto the beach.
Do you know how to open an oyster, you all? Or a clam?
Should be able to.
Oh, okay. I thought you said don't. I thought you said don't do it. Okay. I thought
No, do it. If you feel like
you
that
know how
or
to?
such, just do not slice your hand. I can
Would that-
heal you if you do, but please don't.
Alright. Do I have to do anything?
Yeah, you're going to make a survival check.
Yep.
And then you're gonna roll me a D100. And Breeze, call high or low.
Low.
moving over to Sly and Tella.
Uh-oh.
Are you going during the day? Because it was morning when you first got here.
No, we gotta go at night.
Okay.
We can scout the area, find out, look through windows, see about servants, rotations.
Sure.
Very
Okay.
true.
So I need a stealth check from both of you and a perception check from both.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry.
You're okay. I can roll it for you if it's easier.
I think I'm doing it right. Right?
Yep, you're good.
And what was the other one?
Perception. So you both feel pretty stealthy as you kind of hunker down around the property to just sort of watch and kind of take stock of servant rotations, movement within the house. It does appear that Radaga lives alone and only has one servant during the day and one servant at night. They trade off positions around 6:37. So you assume it's about a 12-hour shift, just from what you've witnessed so far. You feel perhaps the night person might be more of a guard as opposed to a servant. But it's up to you how you want to proceed with that information.
But we saw nothing out of the ordinary, just...
Nope.
So, Slide looks just kind of like a noble going about their day. I don't see anything that would be outwardly suspicious.
Hmm. Yeah. Let's go.
Does it ease your feeling a little bit?
Sort of. I feel like we'd have to get inside to really.
Yeah.
So maybe let's not do that right now.
Yeah. Let's get paid first.
Alright.
Let's get paid, then piss them off after we get the money and the information.
If we survive.
When we survive.
To the beach?
Alrighty, so we're just gonna head back to the lake.
Okay.
Or no, we're meeting up at the goldsmith. Jeweler.
Oh yeah. Right.
Right?
No.
Are we?
It was
We
the
are.
tavern, I think.
I mean,
Tavern.
nobody went to the jeweler.
I know Atlas said at the end we'll all meet up there when we're done. That way we didn't try to meet each other at the location and we just might have missed each other depending on the route we took.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's meta knowledge though, if anybody's forgotten.
That's what I thought was said.
Okay. So Agni remembers and Atlas remembers what he said.
Yay!
We got Centaur mind meld.
Okay. So, those at the lake, you guys are trucking away, trying to find a pearl. You're having no luck. You're finding other bits and bobs, lake refuse. To appease Alaric, the lake is actually salt water. Because logic doesn't exist here.
I mean, as long as it's brackish water, it will be able to house oysters.
In theory.
Yeah.
The area that you're working in we'll say is about a 15 by 15 foot area from the edge of the beach to the water itself. You pretty much clear that area and don't have any luck. And it takes you about an hour, hour and a half to clear that area and shuck everything that you will find.
Okay. No luck.
Well, is anybody hungry before we leave?
I mean, we've got a lot.
If nobody is hungry, we can just simply put the meat back in the water. I'm sure it will feed the creatures there. We could also keep some of the shinier, if there are like any oyster or abalone shells to sell. You can make jewelry out of them. Very ostentatious earrings.
Well,
And quite heavy.
I suppose I can try to cook up these.
Yeah. You can also use the shells to throw at people. That's always a fun game.
I've also heard of a use of 3 shells.
Oh, that is a very fun game. We play that at the carnival all the time. I can show you some tricks.
No, I think you're misunderstanding. But yeah.
Isn't it like 3 shells in an outhouse type thing?
Yeah.
Oh, he meant the 3 shell game where you put like
Nope.
a ball under it.
No, I'm not talking about 3-card Monty.
I don't know what you're talking about though in real life. So
Oh, okay.
you
Lucky
can explain
you.
it to me later if it's inappropriate.
Slightly.
Okay. Yeah, could I put some shells in my inventory along with the music sheets I got?
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome to Maggie Hoards
Alright.
Everything.
Okay.
And never uses anything.
All right.
So Maggie's getting the bag of holding.
Or Slide can to hang out with her friend.
All right. I'm just going to.
Okay.
I'm just going to collect the oysters I've shucked up, and make sure they don't go bad because I have. Well, I have that, so I can keep them cold at least until they're cooked.
You have what? Sorry, that's gonna keep them.
Rare Frost.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, I had a thing over my chat window. That would do it.
That makes sense.
All right.
So, if nothing else, we can give them to the bar owner to maybe help forgive Atlas's transgression earlier.
Aw.
Speaking of, where'd Atlas go?
It looks like Maggie got disconnected from Fantasy Grounds. I don't know if something came up. Okay. Well, you guys head back to the jeweler in town with a whole fuck ton of clam meat and nothing to show for it but that.
Hi, sorry, my internet died. I'm on my phone for a second.
That's okay.
Looks like it's going to be the end of the session soon then.
If that's what we need to do, that's what we'll do. It's not a problem at all.
I mean, I'm cool with that. I'm kind of hungry.
Okay. Well, we can wrap it up there. Thanks everybody for joining us. Good start. I feel that was not bad. Lots of made up shit. That's how I live my life. I was not as prepared as I wanted to be, but such is life.
It was still entertaining.
Good.
Yes.
Bullshit out of my ass. As usual. So, again, thank you so much for joining us, guys. We will be back next Monday for the next episode of Mistwalkers. We also have Underpaid and Overworked tomorrow night. I don't know if the Saturday game is starting yet, but that is incoming at some point.
Might be at first of the year.
First of the year? Okay, so it's still a little bit yet. Well, stick around for a raid. Again, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for our very, very early thing.
Hype train.
Hype train, thank you. Swear to God, words are hard.
Words are hard.
They're hard.
But yeah, stick around for the raid. Thank you so much. See you guys later.